Welcome to Science News Review for July 11th, 2026. Today, we are looking at a breakthrough in organ preservation that keeps human retinas responding to light for 10 hours after death, a new method to reduce chromosomal errors in aging eggs, and a mathematical shift that could rewrite the 2-century-old laws of thermodynamics. When blood flow stops, the delicate tissues of the eye begin to degrade almost immediately. Researchers at the Barcelona Institute of Science and Technology have found a way to stretch that window. They developed a custom device called the Eye in Care box. The team inserted a flexible tube into the ophthalmic artery of donor eyes to pump them full of an oxygenated solution. This keeps the tissue functioning even after the body has passed. In a study of 36 donor eyeballs, 15 of the retinas produced electrical responses to light. These responses were similar to what you would see in a living person. This effectively doubled the previous limit of 5 hours, extending retinal activity to 10 hours. While the system preserved the physical structure of the retina for up to 24 hours, there is a gap in the data. 21 of the eyeballs did not respond to the light, and the researchers aren't yet sure why. If this can be scaled, it could make whole eye transplants more viable by reducing the damage caused by oxygen loss. It also gives scientists a way to test new drugs on living human retinal tissue in a lab without needing a living donor. Of course, a massive hurdle remains. Scientists still have to figure out how to reconnect a transplanted eye to the human brain via the optic nerve. While researchers in Barcelona are working on preservation, other scientists are focusing on the biological integrity of life at an even earlier stage. One of the primary causes of miscarriage and IVF failure is a condition called aneuploidy. These are chromosomal errors that happen when chromosomes fail to separate correctly during cell division. It often happens because a protein called chromosomal 1, which acts like a molecular glue holding chromosome pairs together, degrades as women age. To combat this, researchers are testing a technique that involves injecting micellar into immature eggs. This micellar contains the genetic code for chromosomal 1, which bolsters the protein levels and helps the chromosome stay in place during division. In a study of 1 in 11 eggs from women between the ages of 22 and 43, this treatment nearly halved the rate of premature chromosome separation. For donors over 35, the error rate dropped from an average of 65% in untreated eggs to 44% in the treated group. The researchers noted that this specific drop wasn't statistically significant because the sample size was small, but the preliminary data is promising. In animal studies, the approach produced healthy offspring in mice with no observed side effects. The next step is determining if these results can be safely replicated in humans to reduce the risks associated with advanced maternal age. While biologists are working on preservation and stability, physicists are rethinking the very rules of energy. For over 200 years, the laws of thermodynamics have treated heat and work as equal components of an object's total energy. But many physicists argue this doesn't capture the full picture, especially the hidden ways heat moves through a system. Ian Roberts, a physicist at the London School of Economics and Political Science, is working to rebuild these foundations. He suggests we should stop treating heat and work as equals, and instead use something called gauge theory. To visualize this, think of a 3-dimensional marble casting a 2-dimensional shadow on a wall. The shadow is a projection of the marble, but it isn't the marble itself. Roberts argues that heat and work are like those shadows, projections of unobservable mathematical spaces called bundle space. This geometric approach would provide a more consistent way to define temperature and entropy. It has practical implications for the most extreme environments in the universe, like quantum systems and black holes. Physicist Lucas Sellery is already using these methods to address problems in quantum thermodynamics, where traditional definitions of heat and work often break down. Sellery's team has used this method to reproduce standard quantum results, but a significant challenge remains. They need to integrate these geometric laws with Einstein's theory of special relativity. If they can bridge that gap, it could finally provide a unified picture of how energy behaves at the quantum level. That is the latest from Science News Review. The useful split is what the evidence supports and what still needs checking.